Hello student, welcome to my class of computer science for networking. Today we are going to understand the client server architecture. In this we will understand what is the client server architecture. Okay, first of all we will discuss what is peer-to-peer connection. Okay, peer-to-peer connection means that there will be two computers connected with each other, okay, with the help of wire or wireless. Okay, the communication medium may be a wired, physical or logical. Okay, they both act as a sender and receiver together, okay, according to the time, or I'm to say same time, okay, and they both computer are without having higher configuration and RAM, okay, both are equivalent in a particular capacity, okay, and they can send the information together with the help of telnet protocol, that is Gopher or telnet protocol. We are going to understand what is client server architecture. Okay, in this model, okay, the data stored in a powerful computer, I mean to say server, these computers are known as server. Okay, these are generally mentioned by system administrator. Okay, actually server is not possible to maintain by any other operator, I mean to say computer operator. Okay, this require a special person who is a system administrator, who knows how to provide the services and how to block the services to other computers connected with that server, and other employees works on other machines like clients. Okay, so there are two combination, client and server. So server is a powerful computer and client is non-powerful computer. So the person who maintain the computer, that is server, is known as system administrator, and other employees maintain the client also. This system is termed as client server model. You can see in this particular figure, student. Here suppose that this is a PC mobile and another PC, so internet connected, and here is server. So server client model is established here. In a block diagram you can see that a person, I am to say a client, can access the computer through the server, okay, and server is a computer which is maintained by the administrator, I am to say system administrator, and this server can be also connected with other database also. Okay, this can be database server also or database also, which is in a physical or logical structure. It will search the content first. Suppose that we can get the scenario, client will send the query to the server, and server will search the content in a database. If it is found, it will send the information in a form of response, okay, and I'm say client will access that. Otherwise, what is going on? It searches the search query in the database. If it is not found, the server still responds, but responds the error message, the data not found in our database. So please try another way. Now we are going to understand what is cloud computing, student. Cloud computing actually a computing mechanism, student, I am to say a technique. Okay, it is a distributed data processing technique. Distributed data processing means the data can be spread over the internet in distributed way, different particular areas. Okay, now cloud computing is a style of computing in which dynamically we can scalable and often virtual storage are made for available as server over the internet. Okay, as we know, we can store our data in our mobile, I am to say in our computer. Okay, so that can have a limited storage area. Okay, whatever if you have 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte or 50 terabyte also, okay, it has limited what thing, storage area. Okay, and sometimes you don't want to store your details in your computer or hardware devices. In such term, I am saying in that situation, you can store your data to the cloud computing. Actually it is it provides as a virtual resources, okay, that is to store your data. Okay, and with the help of this virtual storage you can dynamically scalable your program also. Suppose that you have created a Python program or a program, you can store in a cloud computing also. Okay, so this can be accessible in any area wherever the internet is present. Okay, now advantage of the cloud computing. The first advantage, less investment, student. So any work can be initiated on less or zero balance, okay, maintained as less expensive. Yes, student, like Google Drive, it is also free of cost cloud computing in which you can store your data. It is less expensive, or we can say that free of cost. Next one thing, higher speed. Cloud computing can provide you the required resources in less time. Definitely, student, whenever you are going to access the information from the devices, that can be corrupt due to the passage of time. But in cloud computing, whenever you store the data, okay, you can access it, okay, as much as faster as you uploaded the data to the cloud computing also. Next one thing, reliability. It provides you reliable companies, organization, hence very reliable. You can understand, student, Google is also a reliable company, okay, which provides you Google Clouds, okay, Google Drive, okay. So these are Dropbox. So these are the companies which are reputed and reliable companies which ensure that your data will be secure, okay, if you have purchased the particular cloud, okay, because as free of cost space, there is a limited space provided by the Google Cloud, or I mean to say Google Drive, okay. After that, if you require more data storage facility, you have to purchase from the Google company or the cloud computing company also. Now scalability, its capacity can be purchased as per your, okay, fluctuating requirements. As I told you, student, you can scalable the data storage also by purchasing your data storage, okay. Now environment support, cloud serves energy as well as minimize the carbon extraction, okay, student. Whenever you are using the information from the cloud, okay, it saves the energy also, okay, because as you know, internet requires more electricity to run that, and electricity can be created pollution also, because I mean to say reactor facility also we can create what thing, electricity also. So it ensures that the cloud computing save the energy and minimize the carbon extraction also. Now advantages, online privacy and security and disadvantages. Online privacy and security is not safe. In somewhere wherever you have purchased without free of cost online say cloud computing you are using, in such situation the privacy and security is not safe. We are not guaranteed that it is unsafe, but sometime it may be not safe. The next one thing, you not access the data without internet. Yes student, it is mandatory whenever you are accessing your data in your mobile phone. To access the cloud computing, you need to have a good internet connection, otherwise you can't access it. Next one thing, it is of two type, okay. So we can say that it is not a disadvantage, it is the another part, okay. So there are two type of the cloud computing, public cloud and private cloud. Public cloud like Google Drive, Amazon Cloud Drive, etc., okay, as you are using. Private cloud owned by an organization, okay. As you know, Google Drive, okay, you are storing your data to the server, okay, and you can use of free of cost Amazon Cloud. Whenever you have wish list, okay, that time you can store that, purchase that, everything is mentioned here, that is Amazon Cloud Drive. Now we are going to understand what is private cloud. Private cloud is owned by organization. Suppose that an organization like IBM company, Accenture company, they have their own cloud to make their data more secure. That's why it is a private cloud. Now we are going to understand Internet of Things, that is represented of IoT. Here is T, O will be small, okay, and I and T will be definitely capital with the help, because it represents the information technology, that is IT, okay. So it is a network of physical objects. So if we are going to define that, what is IoT? So IoT is a network of physical objects, student, okay, and IoT enable the interconnection via internet of computer devices embedded in every object, okay, enabling them to send and receive data. For example, you can consider home, music, okay, media player, camera, mobile, remote, mail, clock, okay, stethoscope, okay, and share market, tools, etc. So these are what thing, Internet of Things. In other words, we can say that those devices, I mean to say objects, which are connect with the help of internet and they are sharing the information to each other, is termed as Internet of Things, okay. Okay, now we are going to understand in easy language, all the things that are connected to the internet are called Internet of Things. Now it is easy to understand it. Now its component are sensor, connectivity, people and process. Sensor, suppose that you are using a fridge which have sensors, okay, to check how to convert the temperature according to the weather. So sensor will sense what is the weather, and after that control, I am to say inside that CPU will be there, and it will be convert the particular temperature of fridge or a refrigerator according to weather. So it is known as smart fridge or refrigerator. Connectivity, definitely it requires the internet connectivity. Without internet connectivity we can't get the information of weather, okay, like accuweather.com. And people and process, yes student, without people we can't operate it. We need to start at least with the help of electricity supply, then after that it will perform the work. Otherwise no one device is there which can be worked by itself.